Well, hello again, all my fluid art friends. It's Doris at DF Designs. Forgot to put my chair up. Sorry. Okay, you can see the bottom of 3 paintings over here. These were the tests. Okay, this one was the apple barrel. Not happy with it. I don't know why. This one was the Liquitex. Red took over. It wanted to be the star of the show, so not happy with that either. And then, last but not least, is the golden. I love this one. The colors are more separated, I guess you could say. I don't know what this might be little drops when I was like going across, moving something and I dripped off my glove. Anyway, this one's a keeper, okay? The other two are going to get poured over. So let me put this one over here because I don't want to get any resin on it. And I'm going to do resin today, and I'm going to pour over this little guy. He should be dry. So what I'm using today is I'm using my gloss black, my Rust-Oleum protective enamel gloss black. Okay, I'm using mica powders for the colors. I can't remember the name of this, so I'll look it up and put it in the description. I know that these two, the white and the rust color, well, the deep red, are from Just Pigments. And then I got Violet Pearl Metallic and Purple Mountain Metallic. I've never used them. We're going to find out how they work. I don't know if I'm going to end up with a mess because of the, let me see, craft coat. Yep, there's my craft coat. And where's my A? And there's my A. Okay, I'm going to use the StoneCoat Countertops craft coat resin, which has got a working time of about 45 minutes or so, maybe a little less, depending on if you leave it in the cup, the big cup, all of it, for too long, it'll set up faster than when it's in little cups. And yeah, you can't, I'll move my little cups over after I get this resin mixed up. Let me put this guy over here. I'm going to do, let's do six ounces. Well, no, 8 ounces, because I want to put a little bit more black on the background. Put a little bit more of the black down, because I want to make sure I cover the sides that I didn't paint over. I didn't feel the need to paint over it if I'm putting black over it. But we will find out if it covers. Okay. And now, that was 4 ounces of, this is a 1-to-1 ratio. That was 4 ounces of the hardener. The hardener is thinner, so it's got a lower viscosity. So I always put the hardener in first, because then when you put the thicker resin on top of it, the resin doesn't stick to the sides or the bottom as easy as if it was the first one in there and stuck, touching the plastic first. It's just something I've always done. I learned it from ATD, and it's always worked for me, so I just always do it. Okay, now you want to mix it for 3 minutes. You want to make sure you can mix vigorously. Don't worry about the bubbles. The bubbles will be gone when you use your heat gun on it. Okay, you want to make sure you scrape the sides, you scrape the bottom. I don't worry about scraping my stick off until I'm like a minute in. That's probably not quite a minute, but my clock, I think, I have a clock right across from me, right over there, and I think it was at like 30 seconds into the minute, because it changed quickly. So now I know, let me see, 55, 56, 57, 58. So I gotta wait till it gets into part of the 58 before I stop. And you just want to keep mixing it. It's starting to get clear. You can see that. Wait a minute, let me, okay. You can see from the side, I don't know if you can see that or not. Oh, by the way, I use these graduated cups that I've got the little ounces on the side, and these are better than the ones you would find in Home Depot or Lowe's, because you can mix an exact amount, you know, because some of them will have like the markings for 4 ounce and 8 ounce, but what if you want to mix 6 ounces? Then you need to go to the 3 and the 6, and they don't have that on there. So I will, I'm gonna put a link to them down below. I am an Amazon, I'm not an influencer yet, I'm an associate. So scrape off your stick, scrape the sides, and the bottom. So I still get a little bit of a kickback, but I don't have a page on Amazon. So you're just going to have to go to each individual link. And I get a little, it's no cost to you. That's one good way for you to support my channel, is to go to those links down below, and at the Amazon links, when you click on the link, it opens up a page for Amazon. And if you buy from that link, I get a little bit back, and I thank you very much if you do. Okay, this has been about 3 minutes. You want to make sure that it's completely clear, that that it's not cloudy. Don't worry about the bubbles. Okay. First thing I need to do is I do need to put my powdered pigments into the cups, and I have an extra cup and I don't need it. Okay. So I am going to put, somebody told me to do this, I am going to put just a tiny, tiny bit in the bottom of each cup that's going to get mica powders, because that way it won't stick to the bottom. But I'm going to add resin on top of it once I put the mica pigments in there, and then stir it, and then that way the powder won't poof out, which, if anybody who's been watching me for a long time knows, I call those unicorn farts, because they're a colorful poof of air that comes back in your face. So I say it's my unicorn farting at me. And my unicorn's very rude. He farts at me a lot, so joking. In case there's any kids watching. Let me see. Okay, that one. That was the Purple Mountain Metallic. Now I'm going to put some Violet Pearl, and I have no idea what color this is going to look like, because it looks white in the bag, but it says violet, so it might turn out to be a little bit on the purplish side. Okay, I think I've used this one before. I can't remember, and I will put the link down below, because these are from a company that I don't use them very often. They're not on Amazon, and yeah, that's enough of that. I can't remember the names. I think this one's called a synthetic white pigment, but I'm going to have to look it up. So check down below for the link. Okay. I'm going to put my lid on straight. Got all those in there. Now I'm going to pour into this cup, because I'm going to add the pigment, the black, in here last. Then I'm going to top off these, put some resin on top of each of the powders, so that way I can mix them and not have them poof in my face. Don't know how much I'm going to end up having left of these colors, but waste not, want not on the resin. It's too expensive to waste, so if I have anything left, I'll just pull out a couple coasters. because I prefer doing coasters over doing the doing the um, keychain. Sorry, the molds where you would then you can add a keychain to it. I think I'm going to put this in here, so that way I may have too much black, but I got a sneaking feeling I can. If I have too much black, that means I have too much of the colors, and then they can all be used on a couple of coasters. Okay, now I'm going to lay this down over here, and I'm going to turn my cup upside down so it drains, because I want to use that cup again. Okay, here is my black gloss. I always give it a shake before I open it, and you don't need much, okay? So with colors, the good rule of thumb is, well, the good rule of thumb for anything that's a liquid that you're putting in is 1 part to 10 parts of resin, which kind of equals out to about 1/8 of a teaspoon. But because this is oil-based, I don't even sometimes put that in there. 1/8 of a teaspoon per ounce. So it's best to start off with a little bit, mix it in, and then look at it on your stick once you've cleaned the solid black off your stick. But mix it in there really, really good. This is almost up to the top, so be careful. And it looks like it's opaque enough, so hopefully I don't have too much in there. Okay, let me, clumsy me, put this lid on. Oops. Something shifted in the back of my table, if you heard that noise when I hit the lid. Okay, this is the red. Now you see I can mix it fast right off the bat. It's not stuck to the bottom. It might be stuck to the stick a little bit, but it's okay. You just scrape that off. And then you mix it in, incorporate it in very, very well. You don't want any little chunks. And, oh, that's pretty. I love that one. Okay, now let me mix my white. I'm saving my purples for last. Okay, because I do not know what that, what was it, violet pearl metallic is going to look like. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put it over the other purple, or if I'm going to have to put it over the white, because I don't want it to get lost in the black. This is the synthetic white mica. Okay, let's take a look at the violet pearl. And you want to make sure you scrape your stick off. I forgot to do it on the white. Let me do that real quick, just as I'm remembering. That way, any powder that's stuck to the stick will come off into the cup then and mix in. It's a light. It might look good over the purple. It might look good over the black. We'll find out when we start pouring resin on there. Okay. I probably should have put my black out first, but I wanted to get these mixed up. Ah, that is so pretty. That might get lost on the black. I don't know yet. And I know I'm going to be doing some swiping. Okay. This is dry. There was no silicone in it, so I don't need to worry about cleaning it. Okay, now I'm going to stand up, remix this one more time, just to be on the safe side. And you want to put a layer of it down. And what we're going to do is we're going to heat it up just a little bit. Okay, I'm not going to put it all down yet. I'm going to heat it up first just a little bit. My rule of thumb with the heat gun is point it away from your piece, turn it on for 5 seconds. If I can get the switch to go on. Come on, there we go. Up. You don't want it on high. Turn it on for 5 seconds, blow your dust boogers out. Then you can put it on the, then you can put the air on your piece. And basically you just want to go over and just pop air bubbles that you might see. This also liquefies the resin a little bit. Oops. move that. Okay, now I need my alcohol rag, and I'll tell you why I do this too. I get a bag of these old t-shirts from the thrift store. It's the t-shirts that for whatever reason they can't sell, so they got them in a bag for us to cut up as rags. And what I do is I have it handy to clean my fingers off, because I'm one of those, I just love playing with my resin with my fingers. So I may have to put some more down because it looks like it's a little thin. And this time, normally I don't make it go over the side, but I want it to go over the side so it covers up that. If it doesn't cover up all the paint, I can always tape off the front when it's dry and spray paint the sides. Or if I want to, I can just paint it with a brush. But for me, spray painting is a lot quicker. Okay, I need a little bit more over here because I can see the color through it. Okay. And don't worry if you got like little lower spots and higher spots when you're straightening it out, because, let me get rid of the excess resin on there, because resin self-levels. Okay, one more time with the heat gun, because now I've got bubbles in there. So I just go over it real quick. You can see them pop. Well, hopefully you can. I don't know. My lighting is not good when I've got something with a black background. Okay, now, let me see. I'm not sure how this red is going to look. And I was going to do 3 ribbons, a wide one and 2 little ones of each color. So, you want to, this is why I use paper cups. You want to kind of do this, and you want to start it. Let me turn so you can see it. You want to start your pouring off the edge of the canvas, and you want to keep it as close as you can to the canvas, so that way you don't get the little squiggles like you see in the Hostess cupcake icing. Okay, now I'm going to do a little one here. The faster you go, the skinnier it is. Okay, there's the red. Now I'm going to do the white. And I'm going to put the white kind of on top of it and next to it, so it'll mix together. I probably didn't need the other colors, but I wanted to see what these 2 purples look like, to see if they're going to be usable. I'm going to keep them separate from the red. Well, you can kind of see it. Okay, so let me put the violet pearl on top of that now, so I can see then how it looks. Yeah, see, it's taking on the color of the pearl below it, it looks, or the color below it. I'm not sure if that's because of the color below it. Okay, first you want to heat it up. You want to heat up the resin that you just put down, that you're going to swipe. And you also want to heat up the resin next to it, so that way it'll be liquid too. And then that way you'll be able to swipe the resin over. Okay, I've got some swipey papers up here. I'm going to use it as a big one. Rule of thumb is about a pencil width, or, well, pinky width of it's going to touch the color, and you're not going to push it all the way down, because you want to pull the color across the background. Okay, so I'm going to put it right here, Okay, let me put it right here because I think I might swipe that up there. Okay, see, you can see it. Then you want to pull it slowly. Now it's swiping with the other colors. Now it's swiping with those. And when you pull it up and do just a corner, it trails off. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to swipe this out just a little bit. Wait a minute, I'm going to do just a corner. Because I want to have some little swipes up here. You don't want to go too slow, but you don't want to go too fast either. Because if you go too fast, you're going to lose the color. Okay. Okay, let's swipe this little guy out a little bit. Okay, I think I'm going to do one more big swipe this way with all the colors going across each other. And then I'll find places that I need to swipe across to do little colors. And I turned it sideways, and now I got just the corner of it to make that a little bit of a skinnier of a swipe. Okay, let me do a little swipe here just to get those incorporated. A little corner swipe here. Notice I'm just sticking just the corner down in it. Okay, and I'm gonna do I want to get this broken up, so let me do a swipe here and take it on down to this to get that swiped out. Now I can see that this is, see, I should have done it on a bigger canvas because you have more room, but I can definitely see the cells right here. I can see some more cells. So you don't want to give it a lot of heat at this point, okay? I'm going to give it a little bit of heat, but hopefully that pops the air bubbles. But if you give it too much heat, then you're going to kind of lose your cells. This will get rid of the air bubbles and hopefully promote some more cells. I see a lot of cells right here. I don't know if I'm going to get cells over here or not. Okay. But you want to stay away from where you do have cells with a lot of heat, because they'll grow bigger and break apart with too much heat. Now you notice I'm moving my gun because I don't want to have any problems. Okay, I didn't get a lot of color down the side, so I am basically wiping these off, wiping up the little drips. But I can tell you something, I probably will go back in there when I am done with, I don't know if it'll be before the flood coat, or it'll probably be before the flood coat, so the flood coat can go over it. I'll just go around and I'll paint the sides. I'm very, very happy with this. So let me get my tray out so I can get rid of that and put some more put some coasters down. Okay. Before you ever put it in your dust-free zone, you always want to go underneath. Get rid of those drips, even though the back of this is painted. No, not painted, I mean taped. I just don't want the drips under there. This is also being held up Let me bring it in for a close-up. I'll bring it in this way so I can get it closer. Okay. I am loving those little baby cells right there. I didn't get cells in much of the other places. They might still develop, because I wanted cells right there, but I didn't get it. So, more cells might develop. You never know. Okay. Let me put that away for the simple fact, if I don't, it'll shift, because where the tray's sitting at right now is not very level. Okay. Let me slide that guy in. Hang on one second. I have got tiles down here, and got a bunch of stuff on the box of tiles, because I didn't know I was going to need any tiles. Okay, come on. Okay. The struggle is real, people, when you have a small apartment. Okay? So there's 2. There's 3. Oh, let me just grab a stack of them, just in case I need more than 4. I like buying my tiles by the box. A, it's cheaper. B, they don't have stickers on the back. Okay. Lids to put them on. Okay. And then the other one. And I'm going to try that thing I've been seeing. Excuse me. I'm still trying to get over this cold. I've gotten rid of I'm not sniffling as much, but I haven't gotten rid of the cough yet. I'm going to put some of this down for a background for the resin to glide over, because resin only glides where there's resin at. So if you put this resin down and then use your finger to smooth it out, need my rag so I can wipe off my fingers. Now see, all I'm doing is just moving this around so I have a place for the other resin to go across. Yeah, it makes it look a little gray, but that's okay, because I'm going to put other colors on it, so it doesn't matter how dark or light the background is. I just need the resin there so I can put the other resin on top of it and give it something to move across. Don't need to worry about air bubbles yet, because you will be hitting it with a torch, because I'm going to show you what I've been seeing Erica do. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but I'm going to try. And it's where she makes these neat cells by using just a torch and tilting it. So we're going to see if it works. Okay. Don't know if I can do it, but we'll find out. Okay. Now, now I'm just going to do just a little line, another little line, that one went from corner to corner. Okay, now let me see how this does with it. Now I want it, well, I probably shouldn't have done that much. It's not the blue and the white like the ocean. Now I'm just gonna, okay, I'm gonna pop the air bubbles and warm it up a little bit now. Oh, hopefully I can do this. Now, I've seen her. You gotta make sure you don't keep your torch too long in one spot. But what she does is she pushes it with the torch. If you start to see it smoking, then you know you've had it on there too long. So Okay, I'm going to let this one set a little bit. I don't know if it's doing what it's supposed to do or not. So we'll find out with this one. Okay. I'm holding it in my hand because as I torch it, I want to tilt it, okay? You don't want to get it too close. As soon as you see it smoking, you want to back off. Now, wait a minute. I want to turn this around. See if I can get some movement going the other way, too. I don't know if you can see it smoking, but I had to be very, very careful there. And you also got to be careful, too, holding these in your hands because you're heating up not only the resin, you're heating up the tile. Okay, let's see what this one does. Ooh, almost caught on fire. At least it looked like it did. Okay, I'm letting the resin run down a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm doing it exactly right, but I'm getting some little cells and I'm getting some movement in it. Okay, last one. So let's see. Okay. I'm getting something. I'm not sure if that's what I'm... Almost dropped it. It started to fall out of my hand. Okay. I'm going to let these set a little bit, see if they're going to need any more heat. I don't think they do, but we'll see. And I've got more resin left, so let me pull out a couple more lids. These are spray can lids. Sometimes when I need it to be built up, I tape little popsicle sticks on them. Oops, there we go. Get rid of that too. Let me see. I got two more tiles here, and I think I got enough black. I want to get this resin out of here before it sets up. And I'm going to do this one with the red and the other white, because I don't know how long I've been doing this, so I don't want my resin to set up. So normally I would have stopped the tape and started a new video for this part, but I'm just going to leave it as two for one because it's the same colors. I do have some other videos I'm going to do today, so I can get kind of ahead, because I've got other work to do besides artwork, and I also got some more playing around to do with my Shelley art course, which I don't know if anybody has seen that, but oh, it's so fun to do. You need to go, you need to be a paid member, but you know, you need to buy the course, but it is worth it, okay? And in the course of your playing and learning it, you also can figure out other stuff to do with it too. So it's a really, really good course. Okay. Yep, this is starting to get warm. So let me do just a abstract design here. Not necessarily a wave. Okay. Now I'm going to put some white over that. Make sure it hasn't set up, thank God. I am getting cells in those. I don't know if I did it the right way or not, but I'm getting cells in them, so that's all that matters. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I need my torch. Well, first I need to wipe my fingers off because my fingers were so slippery that I couldn't even push the torch button. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me turn it around. See if I can get the other two sides, the ends, going that way. We'll find out in a minute. And you've got to be very careful, don't burn your resin. If you get your resin, if your resin catches on fire and it gets too hot, you're going to end up getting like what's called a little scab on it. And that's going to take a lot of sanding to get rid of. Okay, let's see what I can do with this one. I may not have had enough resin on those over there. So I might, if I have any white left. See, my glove is all, see, I gotta wipe it off because it's all sticky. Okay, there we go. Just as soon as you see it start smoking, back off with your flame. Okay, let me see if I can get this one going this direction a little bit. I'm getting some really good cells there. I like that. Okay. Okay, now, those I think are done. I want to add a little bit of that white to some of these, just to see if maybe I can get a little bit more of a darker design in there. Because that violet purple is just kind of blending in too much. Yeah, there we go. Oops. Thank God I got my apron on. I just dripped some resin down in my lap. Trying to keep it over the table, but I don't want it to drip on the other tiles. Okay, I like that. I like that white on top of it. So now let me see what I can do with this one, which I will move it over here when I'm done with it, so I can keep it below the thing. I've got red and the other purples left, but I'll just end up throwing them away because I don't want to try to put them on anything else. Okay, I gotta turn this around just a little bit. This is not easy, doing this one-handed, turning it around. I wanted to get that white going that way. And I have, I've torn a hole in my glove. Okay, wipe my fingers off. Scratch my nose with my wrist. Okay, that's gonna have to stay like that. Now, let me see if I have enough white left to do this little guy. Hopefully I do. Yeah, I do. And before I start putting the heat gun on it, I'm going to also put the rest of the white over here. Okay, there we go, because it's starting to get a little sticky. See, I'm heating up the resin with just the torch, which is just heating up the top layer, and I'm trying not to scorch it. And I have the hardest time in the world with this, doing it one hand, turning it on one-handed. Okay, wipe off my fingers again. Ah! See, okay. Nope, I can't do it with my thumb either. Oh! This thing is unbelievable. See? Oops, it's not balanced right. There we go. Do any of you at home have a problem turning on your heat torch one-handed? Or is it just me? Am I the only one that has that problem? Okay, I'm going to leave it down there. Okay, I'm going to turn it this way. I love those. Those turned out looking so great. It looks like I dripped something in the middle right there. I will... it still looks like it's part of the design, so I'm going to leave it. Okay. I think these little guys are done. I can see a couple places I got my glove on the corners, which I ended up taking some of the black off. So I'm just picking up some black down here and putting it on there. Okay, well, I hope you learned something. Yeah, I completely tore up my glove with that. I hope you learned something today. Let me know what you think down in the comments about these and about the painting and about what they all look like after the test, okay? Let me know. And I hope that you, if you're not subscribed yet, please do. Click the little bell for the notifications. And I love the resin arts right out of you guys. So, oops, I gotta go get my tray out. So, all I can say is, bye for now, and don't ever do this to your glove.